this is the official stole of my school.
Okay.
But you can buy stoles online. Like Ryan's is purple and red. That's the one that they got for graduating. Because they graduated from a different campus than I did. So you probably saw, well, if you watched on Saturday, here I have a picture. You saw they had their robes and their master's hood and their ministerial stole. They looked very impressive.
Hey, Richard.
Oh, is it? Oh, no, that was back in March. Don't do that to me, Richard. I was like, oh, crap, I missed another holiday.
Boy.
Reverend Chris.
Oh, look. Well done, you got the memo.
I got the memo.
There we go.
Hello. How are you? Good, how are you?
Hello.
Alyssa, right.
Hello, Alicia.
Hi, how was your graduation?
It was great. It was really good. Oh, I'm like looking everywhere for my mask. It's on my face. Okay.
Kind of off the
I love the book.
Yeah.
She has a master's.
They have a master's.
Oh, wow.
Yep. They have their master's in social work.
Maybe it's the allergy.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Here, hold on. I like them. Remember their them. Them pronouns. They them. This one. I think this was our favorite picture because.
Oh, wow.
Richard, how are you?
They don't put the person's name, they just put their
So,
but not the person's name.
yeah.
And that's just you holding your hand out?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Right.
How was last week, everyone?
Fabulous.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hi, how are you?
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I've been so busy. But I'm definitely gonna go back. And I saw Raymond looked super snazzy in his.
I was trying to find that on Facebook, couldn't find it. Well, you have to go to our channel. Live stream. Yeah, and then beneath the live stream, there should be other options for past services.
Nancy, you can find it online also.
They're all
Past services
2021, when I go to the live stream,
for 2021.
all the old, yeah, all the dates say 2021 on them.
Oh yeah, because we weren't. The other ones are on Facebook.
Oh, so I have to go to Facebook and find it.
The only ones that are going to be on YouTube are after we started live streaming to YouTube, which wasn't till 2021.
She's trying to find last week.
Oh, last week's on our website.
Oh, so I just go to
If you-
ccsl.org,
Celebrationcenter.org.
celebrationcenter.org.
And then go to media and past services, and it's right there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Where were you looking that you only saw 2021?
Do we need to
On
be a
live stream and YouTube and wherever,
On YouTube?
yeah.
It might be reversed. The order just might be switched, so I'll go look and see. Like where it's shoulders.
I start my day with love. Wanna start my day with love. That's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. Wanna start my day with love. That's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. choose love, love, love. Love, love, love. I choose it, love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. Peace, peace, peace. I feel it, peace, 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 peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I choose joy, joy, joy. I feel it, joy, joy, joy. Every day it's joy, joy, joy. I'm choosing joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that
Good morning, Celebration Center for Spiritual Living, and welcome to yet another fabulous Sunday morning. It is so wonderful to see all of your smiling behind masks faces, but you know what? I can see the smile. I can see the cringed eyes and all the little things that let me know you're smiling, and I can feel your smile if you're watching online. So I'm so glad that y'all are all here joining us this morning. If you don't know who I am Reverend Chris Ashley. I'm the senior minister here at Celebration Center. We are physically located in Falls Church, Virginia, part of the DC Metro. However, as y'all know, because I say it every week, we are truly a global community with a commitment to offer as much as possible, pretty much everything in a hybrid format, so that if you're watching online, you are a part of this community, and we are so grateful for your presence here, whether you're joining us online, joining us in person, or even watching later on in the week, the month, the year, the decade, whatever it may be. So we have an amazing service planned today. It is our final week in the month of emotions. I have really enjoyed this month. It has definitely stretched me since I've been doing the spontaneous wheel spin talks. It's also stretched me to really raise my own emotional intelligence, my own EQ of how I'm feeling and what are those feelings and squidginess and what's that physiological response that I'm having to a situation, and really getting clearer on my own language. I've also highly enjoyed reading Atlas of the Heart. As y'all know, I'm obsessed. So if you have not read it, I highly recommend it. And so today we will be doing one final wheel spin as we end our month on emotions. I also heard that Reverend Raymond was utterly incredible last week. I would expect nothing less of him. I have not had the chance to go watch, but I'm so glad for everybody who was here, and I know that it was an amazing time that y'all had. We also have Jen Fay as our practitioner on platform. Yay, Jen! We have Lynn Hollyfield as our music director, and she is going to be joined by All Angles this morning, which includes Nancy Newman, Chet Hall, and Jen Fay. So yay, All Angles! And we have our amazing, beloved, incredible tech team in the back doing all things technology and making sure that we can successfully bring this global community together. So yay, tech team. So y'all might notice that I'm wearing my stole this morning. This is coming off very shortly because it's hot and I feel mildly silly wearing it just on a regular Sunday morning. But for those of you who don't know, I had my graduation ceremony last week. Yay! Some of you might be like, but wait, haven't you been our minister for over a year now? Why, yes, I have. I officially graduated back in 2020, but as y'all know, everything was canceled in 2020. And then my school, all the other schools in our ministerial programs had their 2020 and 2021 graduations in 2021. My school decided the numbers were still a little too high and that they were going to wait till fall. Well, if you remember fall of last year, there was that major spike, so it got canceled again. So we did our 2020, 2021, and 2022 graduations all last Saturday. It was so much fun. There were only 6 graduates. It's small classes. There were going to be three of us if we had graduated back in 2020. But it was so wonderful. So I decided to go because basically at this point it was just a party for me, right? But I did get awarded my stole that I technically earned back in 2020. And as y'all see, it is beautiful. So we have the Science of Mind symbol that most of you will recognize here on the right side. And then on the left, every school of spiritual leadership, which is what I graduated from, has a different stole that they create. So for Napa, this is the oneness symbol. And so if you look, and I will leave it up here, you're welcome to come look at it and touch it and feel it and whatever you want to do, put it on, I don't care. If you're here in the room, if you're at home, I'm sorry. But there's all kinds of symbols. You'll see the symbol for Judaism, for Baha'i, for Christianity, for Muslims, Hinduism, all kinds of things. So you're welcome to come. Oh, look at Ivor's on it. You are welcome to come look at that if you would like. So with that, I'm going to take that off. Mainly, it is hot, y'all. Y'all wouldn't think that one little strip of fabric would be hot, but it is. So I have a few announcements. Today is the final Sunday that we are collecting toilet paper. If you are online, I'm going to actually pick this up and show y'all because, oh my God, so much toilet paper. So thank y'all so much for all of your donations. And if you still want to donate either toilet paper or money towards toilet paper, you can do that. You can go to our Breeze giving area and just put in Vision in Action as the fund, and we'll go purchase toilet paper on your behalf. Keep posted. It'll be in our e-news this week, what we will be collecting starting next month. Also, this is our final week to fill out the emotions wheel. So if you are online, you can click the link that will be in the chat momentarily. And with that link, you can decide what your emotion for the day is, put it into the chat. We'll put a sticker up for you. If you're here in the room, please put a sticker or two up for the emotions that you are currently feeling. And then we will take a picture and post what that looks like, how our emotions just are all over the place all the time, and that's okay. Finally, we will be having our art night with Miriam Catellis. However, it's going to be pushed out a little further in June. We'll have a date for you. It is going to be a Friday from 6:30 to 8 in June, but not June 3rd. We had something come up that she needed to do, so just keep posted on that. It's going to be a really awesome night. We're going to be creating sand mandalas together, and I am super excited to go to that. And then finally, are y'all ready for this? Because I'm super excited. Y'all don't even know what you're ready for yet, but you're ready. Let me just tell you. So this summer, we're going to be doing a project together as a congregation. You can participate from anywhere and everywhere across the whole globe. So have y'all heard of Flat Stanley? Yeah, some people. Okay, so Flat Stanley started about when I was a kid, and it's a book about this flat Stanley, and the kid takes him everywhere, and it's really great. And then students in classes get a flat Stanley, and you have to decorate them and cut them out, and then you have to do a school project where you like go around. At my age, it was like go around and then you had to write a paper. Now they probably just like snap pictures and put them on Snapchat or something. I don't know what they're doing nowadays in schools, but it's really fun. So we have, dun dun dun, Flat Ernest. That's right, Ernest Holmes, our founder, in flat form, ready to go with you on all of your summer travels. So we have Flat Ernest over here for you if you are in the room. We will have a link where you can download and print your own Flat Ernest if you are at home. I invite you to color in his very fancy suit, cut him out, and take pictures of him doing summer activities with you. Take him on your travels, take him on your vacation, take him to the pool, whatever you want to do. Get super creative. And then on here is instructions of how to give us those pictures. You can either text them to me or email them to me. We're going to create a Flat Ernest photo album on our website, and then bring Flat Ernest back in the month of September between the 1st and the 15th, or you can mail him to us if you're from far away, and we are going to create a Flat Ernest bulletin board of all of the different Ernests and all of the different outfits that he's wearing over the summer. I'm super excited about this. I know, it's like a school assignment, but it's going to be great, y'all. So fun pictures of Flat Ernest over the summer. Be sure to grab your Flat Ernest on the way out the door if you're here in person, and check out the link that will be online. There also is going to be, this week, we'll put it up on our website as well so that you can find Flat Ernest so easily. And with that, I would like to invite all Ingalls for an opening song.
Okay. We are going to do a song, Everything is Music, by Bob Sima and Kim Delmhorst, and it's based on a Rumi poem. Everything is Music. Well, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Everything is music. Yes, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play. Tell me, why do you stay in jail when the door is wide open? The door is wide open. The door is wide open. Tell me, why do you stay in jail when the door is wide open? Let the beauty that you love be what you do. Stop your talking now and open up the window, the one right there in the middle of your heart. Give us your hands and sit down in the circle. You know you got no reason to keep yourself apart. Well, the day you wake up sad and empty, don't go back to sleep. No, no, don't go back to sleep. No, no, don't go back to sleep. The day you wake up sad and empty, don't go back to sleep. There's a million ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Don't worry now about saving all these songs. There's so many more just waiting to be found. If all these instruments should disappear, we'd still hear something coming up from way down in the ground. Where everything is music, everything is music, everything is music. Yeah, we've come to the place where everything is music, everything is music, let it play. Everything is music, let it play. Everything is music, let it play.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. And so as we begin this sacred moment or two for this service, I invite you to say the vision statement with me. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. And so I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And just feel how your chair is supporting your body and the floor supporting your feet. Bring your awareness to your heart. And as you focus on your heart, just knowing there is this love and light essence that lives in your heart. This spiritual, positive energy radiates out from that space of your heart. We're going to take 3 conscious breaths together. There's 3 parts to this breath: an inhalation, a pause, and an exhalation. So we begin. Inhaling and hold and exhale and inhale and hold and exhale, and one more time. And in a pause, let's just remember anyone that you know who is of service. And let's include anyone who is in service of life. And anyone who gave their life for service. And so it is in this remembrance that our hearts open even wider, that this light energy is flowing out into the world. And also imagine the energy of your own heart and everyone else's heart right here in this room. The energy flowing from everyone watching online. and even being able to connect with anyone who watches this service in the future. Please feel free to stay in this sacred feeling place as I move into the reading. This comes from Brené's Brown book, Atlas of the Heart. It's about gratitude. She writes, "The research on gratitude is persuasive, but I still struggle to understand exactly why it helps so much until I read Robert Emmons. He is the world's leading scientific expert on gratitude and a professor at the psychology. He's a professor of psychology at the University of California, Davis, and founding editor of the Journal of Positive Psychology. He writes, research on emotion shows that positive emotions wear off quickly. Our emotional system likes newness, novelty, change. Because we adapt to positive life circumstances quickly, before too long, the new car, spouse, house doesn't feel so new and exciting anymore. But gratitude makes us appreciate the value of something. And when we appreciate the value of something, we extract more benefits. We extract benefits from it because we're less likely to take it for granted. In effect, gratitude allows us to participate more in life instead of being spectators. When we notice the positives more, they're magnified. And the pleasure that we get from life is magnified. Instead of adapting to goodness, we celebrate goodness. Please join me in prayer. It is from this place of awareness that my heart is open and spirit is right here. It is here in all of our hearts, shining out that wonderful radiance. It is here in our minds that become clear as we relax. That essence of life expressing through each of us and all of life brings wonder and beauty and surprises and so much to be grateful for. And so as we are guided to be grateful, as we pause often looking for, there's something here to be grateful for. Even in those moments when it doesn't feel that way. But to trust the process of our inspired heart and clear mind to find that something. That's something that we can find value in to be grateful for. And so it is from that moment where that magnification of goodness sprouts. And as it sprouts, it grows in strength, it grows in frequency. And before long, this practice of gratitude enhances our life on every level and in every moment. And so with a grateful heart, I relax. I relax into what is and find that glimmer, that light that lives within me and is all around me, that love that is ever present again within me and all around me. And so I affirm that this day is blessed, that there's bittersweetness in the memories of so many people who are no longer here, that there is deep gratitude that magnifies the experience of knowing these people and knowing that we can still connect with their essence just by bringing them to mind and heart. I release these words into that universal law that always responds, calling it complete and done. And so it is.
Okay, we're going to do a song called I Sing My Love by Christy Love. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world.
I dance my joy.
I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world.
I live my peace.
I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love into the world. I sing
Thank y'all. So, before we begin, before we spin the wheel, I wanted to just take a moment to talk about Uvalde, Texas, and the shooting this week. And at my graduation last Saturday, one of the commencement speakers, well, both of them talked a lot about things that they don't teach you in ministerial school. And one of the things that they don't teach us in ministerial school is how to support others through heartbreak when your heart is also breaking. And it feels like every time we turn on the news, every time anything happens, that there's just more people hurting and suffering and harming one another. And it's one of the great paradoxes of our teachings, right? That we believe in oneness and that all is God, and yet there's so much brokenness in the world. And so I don't have any answers or anything to say other than I know that what we can all agree on is that something gets to shift, something is happening that is going to support us in bringing in a world that works for everyone, because that is not what we have currently. That is not what is out picturing. And so I'd like for us to take a moment of silence and just allow ourselves to be with whatever emotion is coming up from the shooting, from the continued crisis in Syria and the Ukraine and Afghanistan, and we could go on and on and on of all of the things that are breaking our hearts as we look out into the world. So I invite you into a moment of silence with me. And so it is. Thank you all. And so we have one more week of learning something deeper about emotions. And so if you are just joining us, or if you've joined us over the last few weeks and you don't know what's going on or what we're up to, we are using Brene Brown's Atlas of the Heart. We'll just put that there with the toilet paper. It's all sacred, right? Brene Brown's Atlas of the Heart to look at 88 emotions and experiences that are considered to be universal human experiences. And we have been spinning a wheel every week on different chapters of the book, just kind of going through the book slowly together and then doing a deeper dive into one emotion or experience. I keep saying how much I love this book, and I do. And I think one of the reasons is that it gives us language around things that are already happening in our bodies, that we're already experiencing. And the more language that we have, the more ability that we are able to name what is happening in our own bodies and talk with other people about what is going on with them and what is going on with us, the more that we can come together and the less that these tragedies will continue to happen. And so I think that this work on emotions and experiences and figuring out how to handle those big things that feel unmanageable, I think the more that we can do that in ourselves, the more that we will be able to support one another and support our communities and ultimately the world. So that is what we're doing this month. Are y'all ready to spin the wheel and find out what we're talking about today? I know I am. All right. So, let's see. There we go. Here's our wheel of emotions and experiences this week. And if y'all see, I managed to get the science and mind symbol in the middle. I was very proud of that. dehumanization was literally the one that I told Jen I was hoping it didn't land on because I felt like it would open a can of worms that I didn't want to open this morning. Thank you, Wheel. Thank you. There we go. The law of attraction right there at work. The universe only hears yes, right? So it heard me talking about it this morning. It's fascinating, and we're going to have a really amazing conversation this morning. So everybody take a deep breath. It's okay. We're gonna get through it together. So, places we go when we feel wronged. That is the chapter that dehumanization falls under. Places we go when we feel wronged. And it comes along with anger, contempt, disgust, dehumanization, hate, and self-righteousness. So we're going to probably touch on a lot of those. And Jen, I'm very glad that you talked about gratitude this morning, since this is where we're headed this morning. Okay, so what she says is that dehumanization continues to be one of the greatest threats to humanity. If we are going to save ourselves and one another, we need to understand what it is and how it works. So she wrote about dehumanization in Braving the Wilderness, one of her earlier books, and she is including an excerpt of that. So I'm going to read that excerpt. So this is in this book, and it's also in Braving the Wilderness. She says, David Livingstone Smith, the author of Less Than Human, explains that dehumanization is a response to conflicting motives. We want to harm a group of people, but it goes against our wiring as members of a social species to actually harm, kill, torture, or degrade other humans. Smith explains that the very deep and natural inhibitions prevent us from treating other people like animals, game, or dangerous predators. So dehumanization is a way of subverting those inhibitions. It's a process, and Michelle Mays defines dehumanization as the psychological process of demonizing the enemy, making them seem less than human and hence not worthy of human treatment. So it often starts with creating an enemy image. As we take sides, lose trust, and get angrier and angrier, we not only solidify an idea of our enemy, but we also start to lose our ability to listen, communicate, and practice even a modicum of empathy. Breathe. So she goes on for a while. Dehumanization has fueled innumerable acts of violence, human rights violations, war crimes, and genocides. It makes slavery, torturing, and human trafficking possible. It's the process by which we become accepting of violations against human nature, the human spirit, and for many of us, violations against the central tenets of our faiths. So, okay, dehumanization. So when I look at this topic, and I've read this section over multiple times, for which I'm very glad now, what comes to mind for me is language. And I think it's interesting that I decided to start this morning talking about the importance of language, because dehumanization starts with the way that we use our language about one another. And it starts as simple as name calling on the playground at recess. Because once you begin to call somebody else a name that is unhuman, then it becomes so much easier to look at them as not human, right? And so we begin this process of opening ourselves up to dehumanizing the other as in childhood, right? We call each other names. Maybe we were called names. Maybe we were called names, and so we looked to who we could hurt out there. Maybe you didn't do this. I know that I did. I was often on the name-calling end of the spectrum, the person who was being called names. And so I turned around and looked for that person that was just a little bit lower on the social scale. And I'm not proud of that. And I've actually reached out to some of those people, there were only a couple of them, and apologized in adulthood. And I said, you know what, that was really wrong. And I'm sorry that I did that, and that can't change whatever you were feeling then, but I did it. And I'm owning up to that. And when we do that, when we continue that, it becomes so much easier for it to grow and grow and grow. I don't think that anybody looks at a group of people and just says, well, they're not human. That's not the way our brains work. But we start out by saying, well, that person did this, and in my mind, a human couldn't do this. And so we call them a name. And then I look at differing opinions or differing political stances or differing religions, right? We can see this often in the way that religions will attack one another. And, it's they believe this, and so they're wrong, but they're still human. So they must be animals. So we call them all kinds of terrible names like savages or pigs or I'm sure you can come up with all kinds of names, right? And then once we do that, we no longer see them as individual faces, but it's this whole group of people. And they're standing behind this ideology that we think is evil. So then we label them as evil, right? And all of a sudden, they're no longer human. And then it becomes so easy to either harm them or to justify other people harming them or to just look away, knowing that those things are going on, but that doesn't have anything to do with me, right? And so Brene Brown says, people are hard to hate close up, move in, right? And so that's, I thought it was really interesting in the book. She talked about how this idea of once you have dehumanized somebody, there's no going back. There's no rehumanizing them in our minds. And so I don't know that I agree with that. I think that it becomes harder the deeper into this rabbit hole that we go, right? And so I was thinking about if this one came up, what would I say? Because I think that science of mind, we have this basic belief and understanding of oneness, right? We have this basic idea that everybody is one. And so I don't know that any of us have gone all the way to it's fine to torture those people over there, right? But maybe, just maybe, some of the language that we're using is this subtle way of allowing other people to remain in their own dehumanization. In what ways do we not stand up to the people that are choosing to harm one another in this way? And so that's kind of what I was looking at in myself, is how often do I just let it slide? How often do I decide, well, that person, nobody deserves that, but really, it's okay. How often do I just allow people to use language around me that I know is harmful, but I don't stand up for it? Or how much media am I consuming? How much TV am I watching? What news stations am I listening to? What newspapers am I reading? And how often do they use dehumanizing language to describe other people? And no matter how much I tell myself, oh, well, I don't believe that, all of that gets in. It all gets into our subconscious. And when we're listening to these people talk about the other, and I think that that's the way it starts about, is those people over there, they over there do this thing. And it's this nebulous group of they who are wrong, right? How often do we consume media that talks about the they over there and just subtly makes them wrong? And then all of a sudden in my brain, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, They did that. They're the reason that this is happening. And I don't even know who they is. I've asked people before when they say things like that. I've asked myself before, well, who is the they? We don't know, just they. And then all of a sudden, when we can find a group that fits the they, it just snowballs, right? And then all of a sudden we have trans women of color being murdered for no reason at all. We have our boys, really our 18 to 25-year-old boys going in and shooting children. We have bombers, and we have terrorists, and we have wars, and we have I'm right and they're wrong, and we have to go make sure they know they're wrong. We have all of this thinking, and it becomes so easy to justify and so easy to say, well, whatever, and I see this every time there's a major school shooting, right? There's the people that say we need to ban all guns, and there's the people that need to say we need to give everyone a gun, and then there's everybody in between, right? And yet we never stop to look at what is the ideology behind this that allows people to dehumanize a group so much that they can go in and harm them, right? And then, because we believe in science of minds, that everything is an outpicturing, right? And of course, not just me personally. I'm not personally outpicturing all of this, but it is an outpicturing of our collective consciousness, of our culture, of our belief systems, of our history, of our ancestors, of all of it. So what is my contribution? Where do I hate? Where am I unwilling to look at my beliefs? And where have I become so rigid that I think the other is wrong, that I have put a they over there that I make wrong? And then can I just soften ever so slightly? Just soften. So take another deep breath. This is a really hard conversation, but here's the good news, is that there is always coming back. I know Brene Brown said there's no coming back from dehumanization, but I don't agree with her. And that is the first time I have ever said that about Brene Brown. Y'all know how much I love her. But there's always a way back. And there's always, that tipping point. And the tipping point does not have to be 100% of people. It just has to be 51% of people. And so what I know is that this group of people here in this room, watching at home, watching later on, that we are doing the work to uncover and unpack those places that we have othered, and we have they over there, and we have perhaps even dehumanized, or that we hate, or that we abhor, that we are disgusted by, that we are looking at those things and unpacking and uncovering, because often they're packed down with our own shame and judgment of ourselves, right? And the more that we can do that, the more light that we bring into the world, and the more difficult we make it for other people to do. And just in our own softening, we allow everyone around us to soften ever so slightly. So that is what I have to say about this subject today. And so my question for you is, what are your thoughts around dehumanization, how it shows up in our world, perhaps how it showed up in your life? What hate or othering have you uncovered in yourself that you're softening? What's going on with you around this topic? So I'm going to have Lynn come up. Oh, is it everyone? I'm going to have everyone. I'm going to have all angles come up and sing a song while y'all think about this topic. Go ahead and write your answers in the chat if you're online. And I invite you, if you have an answer, go ahead and come up here and stand up, and we'll go from there after all angles sings. And Ivor, I will switch to Jen's microphone so you can mute me.
Okay, so interestingly, we are going to sing a song called All Is Well by Sue Riley and Glenn Rothwell, but it's really about community. So here we go. come together to celebrate life, shine like stars in a brilliant night sky, here for each other in joy and in pain. Grateful for this family, our beloved community. The love we share is sunshine after rain. All is well when we're together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well when we're together, greater, stronger. All is well when we're together. It feels like home. Kindred spirits, we're never alone. Let's join hands and sing out our song. Music is the food of love. At this table there's more than enough. At this moment, take a breath and sing a song. All is well when we're together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well when we're together, greater, stronger. All is well. We come together to celebrate life, shine like stars in a brilliant night sky, here for each other in joy and in pain. Grateful for this family, our beloved community. The love we share is sunshine after rain. All is well when we're together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well when we're together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well. All is well.
Thank you so much, All Angles. And I think that this was a prime example of why music is so important in spiritual communities. So, Harrison jumped right up, so I'm really interested to hear what he has to say.
Oh, I am too. I am too. What will I say? Never know until I get up in front of people. Well, I love the topic. And I love the topic because it means what's the opportunity. So when I'm dehumanizing someone, I've got a story in my head, and I'm looking for evidence so I can prove that story and embellish it. And I'm wedded to my story. I believe in my story. And I'm not in the present moment. I'm in a trance. I'm in another world. And in that other world, in that other time, in that trance, I'm seeing something, projecting it out there. It's not real. I'm believing thoughts that aren't true because I've made up a story and I've gathered evidence and I'm lying to myself. And then I'm creating damage to myself and to others. But when I switch and I go to humanization, when I humanize myself, because I can't dehumanize another person without dehumanizing myself, when I decide to humanize myself, I empty my mind of story and I open my heart. I open my heart to the love that's in the room, that's in the present moment, that's in me and in you, because you are me. Every one of you is me. Every one of us is us. There is no other. The reality, the truth is, there is no other. There's just the love that is me, that it's the love in you. And that's the truth that comes out. And that's the truth that transforms everything. And I can't hurt myself and I can't hurt you with judgments and stories and beliefs that I've made up in my own mind. I can only love you, and I can only love myself. And see the beauty in you, and see the beauty in myself. Because it's the same. It's the same. So let's start humanizing ourselves. Let's start humanizing ourselves. Loving ourselves and sharing that love. There is only love. There's fear and love. Let's choose love.
Thank you, Harrison. Yes. Yeah, and I like that idea. You can clap. I like that idea of, the opposite is humanizing. And so that leaning in, that finding the humanity in ourselves and one another. Yeah. Who else has thoughts on this idea of dehumanization? Jen. Come on up, Jen.
So I think, big picture, when we can see the big picture, and that's what Harrison did such a good job showing us the big picture. And that feels good, because then I'm not dehumanizing anybody. Then I'm not judging anyone. And where I go in the big picture is the people that are doing things that I don't agree with, or that have ideas that I don't agree with, I see them as wounded people. Now, maybe that's a judgment. But to me, they're acting out of fear. They're in fear. And the way that they act causes fear in me. And so that, to me, that's kind of the human experience of probably what at least I'm going through. I don't know about anybody else, but and just the shocking displays of violence and children. Come on, I mean, children, adults, it's really the same, but children just don't even get a chance. They don't have any way to defend themselves. I don't know. It just these are hard times. But the big picture is truly our salvation, to know that we're just versions of each other, like Harrison said, and some are more wounded than others, and act out of that woundedness.
Thank you, Jen. Oh, okay. Reverend Ryan says, the times in my life where I've been super quick to jump on the othering train are those that have pricked my own need for shifting thoughts and beliefs. Yes, I would agree with that too. It's when I'm holding on the tightest to my own belief because I know it's wrong. Remember, we talked about cognitive dissonance and that idea of the double down idea. I think it becomes easier to make other people wrong when we secretly know that we're wrong. Anyone else? Thank you, Rev Ryan. Jen, you, hold on, I had a thought on what you said that was, anyone else while I'm up here just thinking? Okay. Let me see if I can bring it back. Nope, it's not going to come. Okay, well, it's obviously not meant to be said. If y'all might get a double ministerial musing this week if I come up with it and decide I really want to say it. So, thank you all for these thoughts. And let's go to prayer, shall we? When I said that, I heard this deep breath in the room. And so I invite us to do that again consciously. And so right now in this moment, I step into that big picture. I step into that place within me that remembers the truth, that there is only that one thing going on, that one thing that is so infinite, so absolute, so eternal, that it encompasses this entire universe and universes beyond this one that I don't even know exist. This one thing that has no choice but to be made up of love, because that is truly all that there is. And I take just a moment to settle into that love, that all-encompassing love that is permeating and penetrating every space of this entire universe, including myself, including everyone else. And as I sit in this big, big love, what I know is that it is the building blocks that have made up every single part and piece of myself, all of the parts that I love, all of the parts that I hate, all of the parts in between, the parts that I hide down and try to bury, and the parts that I shine out and want the whole world to see, that every one of those bits and pieces of myself, the wounding, the response, the reaction, the lashing out, that all of it is love at the core. And as I see this for myself, as I humanize myself, I humanize every other person. I see that each and every one of us, that they are made of the building blocks of love, that each and every one of us is divinely human, that each and every one of us is love in all of our bits and parts and pieces, the parts that we hide, the parts that we share, and everything in between. And so I know and affirm that this topic, even through its difficulty in discussing, that bringing language, that bringing it to the light transforms it. That as we have these difficult discussions, that we are truly shifting, changing the world, starting with ourselves. That we are truly stepping up and showing up to create a world that works for every single individual on this planet. Those that are so similar to us, those that sit in this space together with us, and those that are so dissimilar from us that we can't even fathom what their lives must be like. That all of us are human, and that we are all doing this work of love, because that is the only work that is going on. And so I am so grateful for this beloved community, for our ability to show up and to love one another. I am so grateful for coming up close to one another, to stepping in, to seeing that big picture and allowing that big picture to just help us lean in a little bit deeper, a little bit closer, a little bit more in every way. And so I simply release my word. I let it go as I have spoken. And so it is. So this is the time in our service for our gifts and our offerings, knowing that your presence is truly a gift, that just simply by being here, by showing up, by sticking it out through this conversation, that is an act of love. And I am so grateful for it. And we are a tithing community that is running on your tithing, offering, donations, love, time, talents, and treasures. And so if you have a gift that you would like to give, if you are here in the room, we have our baskets right over on this table, along with prayer requests, guest cards, and flat earnests for you to take. And if you are online, you can go to our website, celebrationcenter.org, and click on the Give button. It will take you to our Secure Breeze website, where you are able to donate with a credit card or an ACH transfer. And so now I invite Jen up to the stage. Yep, we'll do it together.
So join us in speaking our affirmation for abundance.
I open my heart to give and receive the blessings that our spirits promise to me. As I do, the entire universe conspires to give me an abundant life, and I open to accept it, and so it is.
And so we bless all of these gifts, these ties, this energy, whether it's money or service, time, talent. We bless it all, knowing that the giver is blessed far more than the receiver in most cases, and that those blessings come back multiplied. And so I'm grateful for each person who is giving, and just being present today is truly a gift. And so that love shines out and shines back and forth and back and forth, and we shine this love out into the world, knowing that it makes a difference, knowing that it matters, it contributes to that wonderful collective consciousness of love and light. We simply receive and give. And so it is.
And so now, Jen, I'm actually going to invite you to stay up, and I'm going to call all angles up for the final song as we do our community affirmation together. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by Spirit.
I am led by Spirit.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am guided by wisdom.
I am protected by love.
I am protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is.
And so it is. Okay, hope you'll sing with us. This is the song Stand by Karen Drucker. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
So, as a reminder, we have our community time at 12:20 today. It is our sing-along, our community sing-along led by Lynn Hollyfield. There will be words provided. So I invite you, if you are online, we are doing this on Zoom, and that link is in the chat for you. You can also go to our website, celebrationcenter.org, and click on Enter Zoom Events. It will take you right to us. Or if you're here in the room, stay with us. We'll have printouts of the song. We'll be posting them in the chat. Come sing along and just have a good time together. And with that, I send us out into the world to love, 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 and humanize one another in every single way.